This is the Emergency Preparedness Against Natural Disasters application, better known as EMPANADA. My partners are Elsa Barredo, Santiago Fuertes, Jonathan Lozano, Francisco Peleato, and Brian Jimenez. Next slide. All right. For those of you, I am not sure if all of you have lived in Miami for long, but for those that have, I'm sure you guys have all lived through a hurricane experience because they're just here every year. And it's a pretty dreadful experience, but you get used to it. Now, what usually happens during a natural disaster such as a hurricane is you get things such as power outages, road closures. It's quite an annoying experience. So I'll give you a typical scenario of what would happen right after a hurricane hits. The power goes out, and all of a sudden you don't have access to your television, you don't have access to the internet because all the electricity is down in your house. Normally, nowadays, we're blessed to have our cell phones. We have a little bit of juice left, maybe a few hours, something. So I bet the first thing many of us younger folks do is we tweet about our situation. Next. Next. All right, so here's a typical Twitterverse. And here, I'll give you some examples of some tweets. Oh, the power's out of my neighborhood. Oh no, I wonder if the supermarket's still open. Hey, does anybody know if the 826 is blocked? Chevron ran out of gas. What do I do? It's raining hard out here. Something about sports. Everybody needs to stop tweeting about the stupid hurricane. And this is typical information you have access to. Because you lose access to the information you really want, like where there's supplies, where there are road closures, when can I go to the supermarket? Are the lines going to be an hour long? And Twitter becomes your only source of information. Now, the problem with Twitter is that, look how hectic this is. There's way too much information right now. You're just being bombarded by all your neighbors with all the inane things they have to say when they have nothing but a cell phone. Next. So let's get rid of all that. This is why we got EMPANADA. Next. EMPANADA. So the purpose of EMPANADA, we use a Google Maps API to try to give you an easy interface on which to navigate the information around you. By the way, it's not just Twitter information we're getting. We're also getting information from FPLs, servers, and from eventually we'll integrate, for version 2, the plan would be to add even more news sources and such. But as you can see here, you'll be able to navigate information about hurricanes, which is weather information, and it's not limited to just hurricanes. There's also fires, car accidents, floods, power outages, gas, and the like. And next. So as you can see here, this is what it actually looks like live right now. You guys could all run this right now if you were so inclined, but please don't use your cell phones during the presentation. So what you can see is if you were to actually zoom in on your neighborhood, this is a PowerPoint, so I can't. If you were to actually zoom in on your neighborhood, you would be able to see all the local tweets that are relevant to emergency management in your area. Thanks to Elsa's wonderful algorithm, we are actually color-coded so you can see them in terms of importance. She has this awesome algorithm that puts grades on them and tells you if this is really relevant to emergency management or if this only just has a few keywords in there. And and thankfully it actually works pretty well, and you could access all the information you want right at your fingertips, even though your computer's down and everything else is down. And we purposely made it so you wouldn't have to register or log on to use this, because in the middle of an emergency, the last thing you want to do is register to a website, have them email you a password. You just go in and it works right away as soon as you allow geolocation. And next is, project management. This is our schedule. It was a pretty straightforward scheduling process. We split up everything into the 4 deliverables. And I'm happy to say that we're finally on the last day, and we're done after this. So we're completed, and we're very satisfied with our progress up to now. Next is Santiago Fuertes.